There are some out-of-the-ordinary events that if they were not filmed, most people would not believe. An absolutely unbelievable moment happened at the Macau's qualification race when one of the drivers missed a turn and the car had to brake, causing a massive snowball effect.
And there's millions and millions and millions of dollars of damage here at the mighty Macau.
Luckily, no one was hurt, but the race was suspended.
I can see that Felix Rosenquist is out of the car and okay. My first thought is that everybody's okay.
At the Wushu Games, there's this crazy type of event in which basically two people coordinate a routine, and one of them has to avoid getting hit by a spear. And the ability that these athletes have is pretty crazy, considering one wrong move and you can get seriously injured. Currently, the world record for fastest two-wheeled mile was made by Terry Grant in a Range Rover, and it really makes us wonder if we truly need two wheels to drive a car, and not to mention how bizarre it all looks.
This morning, so let's hold our breath for him. Let's wish him well because he goes through the right, now the left. This is where he got the...
During a trip to Universal, a ballet dancer was taking a picture with one of the performers and wanted to show her crazy flexibility skills, and she left him in complete surprise. And then the actor in the Stitch costume tried showing off his flexibility skills. An almost Matrix-like moment happened when a football player clapped in the perfect time to catch the ball. If you told someone that you saw a moose running in water, probably no one in the world would believe it. But this man who was in a boat managed to catch it on video, and it's quite bizarre. When two Arctic experts were looking for polar bears, they started filming a glacier that seemed to start cracking out of curiosity. Little did they know the whole glacier was about to collapse, and they got very lucky. Some people will do whatever it takes to win a competition. When a woman's table tennis racket fell, she started using her face to keep the game going and not lose a point. The moon is a moon. It's neither a star nor a planet. A moment on live TV that most people wouldn't expect to happen was when in QVC they were showing off some new clothes designs, and the host got into a pretty heated debate if the moon is a star or a planet.
From the planet
Isn't the moon a star?
No, the moon is the planet, darling.
The sun is a star. Is the moon really a planet?
The moon is a planet,
Don't look at me like that. The sun is a star.
Planet.
Is the sun not a star?
I don't know what the sun is.
The sun is
we
a
don't
star,
know what
isn't
the
it?
sun is.
Keenan Derry is an Australian professional water skier that pulled off a trick in which he catched up to a speedboat, going at speeds upwards of 40 miles per hour by just sliding through the water. When the Tesla Cybertruck was first introduced, there were a lot of mixed feelings about the design, with some people loving it and others saying it looked like Porygon, but apparently someone liked it so much that they even made a DIY replica at home. Even though crocodiles are extremely scary, watching them floating underwater kind of takes a bit of the scare factor out of it. With hot air balloons usually going up to heights up to 3,000 feet, being on one of those can be scary. This man decided to take it to a whole nother level when he stood on top of the hot air balloon and just chilled there drinking coffee. At the Golden League in Zurich, former pole vaulter Yelena Isinbayeva broke her previous world record in women's indoor pole vaulting by jumping a height of 5.06 meters, which would be around 200 inches. During the last lap of a Winter Olympics race, one of the athletes was in last place by a long shot, but all of a sudden the other athletes took a tumble, resulting in the most unexpected gold medal in the sport's history. When a Ferrari was being chased by a police car, it did the most unexpected move to lose the cops. At a high school dodgeball game, one of the players made a crazy backflip to dodge the ball, which left everyone in disbelief.
He's out right now.
A moment that definitely most people wouldn't believe if it weren't caught on camera is this tennis fan dipping her chicken strip into her soda at the US Open.
When cameras caught a woman at the US Open dipping a fried chicken strip into a cup of cola.
When a man was taking a nap near the side of his pool, he felt a weird presence near him. And well, to his surprise, he finds that a huge bear came into his backyard to take a sip of the pool water. With the average serving speed in tennis being one of 140 miles per hour, the nets have to handle a massive amount of force coming their way. At a WTA tennis match, one of the players made a serve at such speed that made the net completely collapse. What looked like a pretty bad basketball shot ended up being one of the most crazy basketball trick shots, bouncing between the board and wall like 5 times before actually going in. What looked like it was about to be a sort of apocalyptic water tornado heading towards a city in Malaysia suddenly stopped right in its tracks and disappeared into the air. Here is powerlifter Steffi Cohen showing limits to the human body are meant to be pushed by making a 545-pound deadlift, which is over 4 times her body weight. A couple of years ago during the Thanksgiving parade in New York City, a sudden strong wind came by, which took the massive Barney balloon out, despite the effort from the performers in trying to stable him out. And well, when they decided to give up on Barney, it was still hard to pin the balloon down. Sometimes fans get the opportunity to play with their favorite NBA players, and one of the fans during a game managed to successfully block Steph Curry, and when the ref was calling it a foul, but Steph backed the fan up and said it was just great defense. Even though rams appear to be friendly, they're actually a bit aggressive and can make damage with their horns. When a biker was following his path, he came across a ram, and the ram went directly at him. Luckily, he was able to just go with no one injured. Sometimes speeches can get boring. In the middle of President Trump's speech, the Dutch king couldn't resist to show a funny video to the Dutch prime minister. The advantage of skydiving from a helicopter is that it's much less stressful because you can jump when you're ready instead of having to rush out when the plane passes the desired stop. Even though it's less stressful, it still looks pretty scary, as you can see from this clip, filmed with a GoPro by Patrick Remington. Okay, this video is a very bizarre demonstration of a fish enjoying human affection, similarly like a dog does. The fish even played fetch with the human, something that's not normal behavior at all with fish. When a player was about to kick a penalty, he decided to make an awesome trick, in which he fakes the kick and then swivels. Probably one of the longest standing world records in sports is the 1991 long jump made by Mike Powell, which 19 years later and still no one can beat it. The distance the American athlete jumped was 8.95 meters, which is 29 feet and 4 inches.
New figures of 891.
A good lesson to learn is to never try to pass a car where there's a double line in the road. A truck driver decided to put everyone at risk when he passed a car on a double line because he couldn't see anybody coming his way, and in an anxiety-inducing moment, a car happened to be there. Usually it's recommended to stay inside after a tornado, with some studies even showing that 50% of tornado-related injuries happen in post-tornado activities. This is why when a fireman saw a jogger right after a tornado, he was very confused.